we've decided, actually as of yesterday, that we are going to start telling you what's coming. And it's not going to be secrets this year. We decided we're going to go back to the river. It's still a pretty river, even though it's muddy. But we had some good times. All right. Well, we've been quiet-ish the last couple of months. Not really talking much about what we plan on doing. And there's been good reasons. We've been working on lawn stuff. We've been getting caught up. I've been dealing with problem childs.
I have some of those at home.
But we've decided, actually as of yesterday, that we are going to start telling you what's coming. And it's not going to be secrets this year. Last year, I think it was right around this time, we went to the Missouri River and we revealed our secret project.
And we tried to keep it low key so everybody kind of stayed back a little bit.
Well, I think we were worried about our liability.
Now we don't care.
We don't care. So we're going to tell you everything, every time, date, activity.
We'd love to see you guys there.
Come on, come with us. We kind of hinted that we didn't feel like we'd go back to the river because that was a big undertaking.
Like giving birth.
Big undertaking.
But everybody goes back and has another.
But the sun started to come out, and I think I broke Ryan. We broke him.
I've been looking online at some toys.
He comes in and says, "Let's go back," and I'm like, "Done." Well, anyway,
there's caveats to that though. So
yeah, I don't think we're gonna do it the same way. So we missed a bunch of stuff.
That was my big hang-up. I like to see the little things, the minute details.
And ever since we started looking at the river, I've been digging into some of the history.
And that, for me, history is key. I love history.
Digging into the history has become very interesting. I mean, there's a lot. And we flew by a lot of really cool stuff. Some of it we knew about and we just didn't have time, and which is sad, but we're going to go back. We're going to see some of this stuff.
Had we done the way we wanted to do it, it would have been a 3-4 day trip.
Oh, but yeah. We didn't have the time.
We're going to break it up into a couple few different trips.
We're gonna plan 3, and it's gonna be 18 by the time we get done, but whatever. So we're gonna do different legs. We're gonna go back to the river. Okay, so here is the skinny.
Low down or skinny?
The skinny. Well, okay. That's what I hope to be by the time summer comes around. But anyway.
It's not happening.
Thanks for your vote of confidence. We decided we're gonna go back to the river. We're gonna do it differently. We're gonna see and share with you guys more of the history and some of the cool things.
One of the big things that I really wanted to do was hit some of the tributaries, the offshoots.
The smaller rivers.
I think
he wanted to bat some fish.
I was really ticked off I didn't get to smack a fish or two.
We really kind of cut that out of the river run last year, which some of the guys saw a little bit of it and they took some time to do it, but really I didn't, because I was at the back just trying to catch up all the time.
Well, and I bought a crap ton of machetes and baseball bats, and we didn't get to use them.
No, so we got to solve that this year. We've decided that we're going to break up several different runs, and some of them will just be us, and some of them we're going to say, hey, if you've got a jet ski and you want to come and join us,
come on out.
This is when we'll be there. Meet us there.
Liability on you.
Bring your own gas, because that's too much for us to cover.
The cool thing about some of these tributaries, though, and the small offshoots are there's a lot of history involved with those. People used to run those. Not run physically, but they would run mules up and down them and drag rafts or boats up and down them. They were used as a form of transportation.
Yeah. And there was some stuff that we missed, like Fort Osage and the history there. We missed the Daniel Boone house. We missed that whole area.
We dropped the ball on that.
We went right on by it. And then, we missed the cool stuff, like the airfoil boat, the hydrofoil museum. We had planned to do a tour and we just didn't have time. We're gonna go back there. That place is cool. But today we're scouting. So we're going to make sure that we can do some of it. Ryan wants to get into the skinny little rivers.
I wanna smack some skis against some logs.
Oh, jeez. So some of them look great from the aerial view, but until you put eyes on them, you don't know if you can actually do it. So
I'm a little ticked that Hunter was really the only one that had to get off and push a ski. So now it's my turn.
oh yeah,
To go push
he
a
had
ski.
to do that a couple of
Yeah,
times.
he did.
Anyway, the question is, have we invited anybody? Not really yet. We haven't even told them. But hey, if the guys want to come back out and go with us, they're more than welcome to, and we'll let them know that. But this isn't going to be a secret. Anybody can come, anybody can hang out. We're hoping that somebody finds Weston Champlin, since he's got that little jet boat and all those jet skis in his yard, that he wants to come and run it with us. But let us know.
So what we do, and so you guys are aware, we typically just buy a couple of skis, and then when we get done at the end of the season, we just dump them.
Yeah, we let them go.
So you guys are more than welcome to do the same thing. That way you don't have to hold on to everything.
Yep. Plus, you get a different one every year. Ryan is very excited to have one that'll run this year.
Too soon, Ben.
So, Missouri River Run 2024 is going to be broken up into several legs, but guess what? It's going to happen. Really
Broken
cool.
up into several legs, but we're not running the whole river. Again, let's be very clear, not running the whole river.
Dude, let's talk about that. Because that was a long... You guys didn't see the hours and hours of us just going...
Yeah, just
That
screaming
was-
down the river.
That
My
was a long trip.
thumb is still sore, and I still have calluses on the inside of my thighs.
There were some cool highlights when we stopped and hung out and played and whatever, but most of it was just hours and hours of just
Mind-numbing straight.
hauling booty
Yeah.
and trying not to die.
So we're going to make it fun for us, make it fun for those involved. We're just going to hit some of these offshoots. You actually have to physically move your machine,
Yeah,
and it'll be interesting.
it will be. So we're going to go investigate one of the areas that we're going to be and bring you guys along for that. If you're not aware, there's a place called Lake City. It's an ammunition plant.
Anybody that buys 223, 556,
It's probably made right here.
right here.
So-
Or some part of it.
Yep.
The brass or the primers or something. It's all made right here.
This is a huge complex too. I mean, it goes everywhere.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
Oh, thank you.
It's a one-laner. Wish we could get them to build one of these over Grain Valley.
Over the railroad. That's a cool old bridge.
It's a heck of a drop.
It's quite the rusty old thing too.
Squeaked when we went over.
Just so you know, the river isn't the only thing we're planning, but in due time you will find out. But we've got a list of a whole bunch of stuff,
Book.
a book of things that we're looking at doing this year, and it's going to be fun.
So, are we still going to get some pest control done?
Oh yeah, actually, I will probably do some live streams when the guys are out, when we find something interesting, and that'll kind of break up, add some extra stuff in there. But we're going to do a lot of pest control, a lot of lawn.
We just have to wait till everything fires off. We're about 2 to 3 weeks away.
Yep. But we're also going to do some fun stuff too. So we've got some feelers out on some crazy people that might join us on some of this, but we'll go through each thing. But for now, we're talking river and shenanigans, and Ryan's going to break something.
Yes.
Well, we're here looking at one of Ryan's tributaries. This one's going to be sketchy.
I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys can see what we're seeing.
There's there it is. It's a little, this is called the Little Blue River. And I see a lot of logs and sandbars.
Well, the way it is right now, we are definitely not getting at that.
No, but it's low right now. And I didn't know if we could get past this, but I'm thinking that it's clear down here, but we're gonna have to.
There are several of these along the way.
But most of them you can cross.
You can get up them if the water's high enough.
Yep. All right.
Hell, you could get up them anyways, right?
The faster you go, the more sure you're gonna get up it. So we're trying to drop down here in the river bed, kind of. And Ryan won't stop, so I guess if you're looking for some car parts, this piece of a frame, there's a bed and another truck. They're all burnt out. All right.
Hey, how can you jump?
Well,
it's funny when it happens to everybody else.
yeah, but never when it happens to you. So we're on the bank of the Little Blue here, and you know, if the water's up, just got to watch out for these rocks and stuff. But if it's up another 2-3 feet, I think we can at least make it up here. This is the stuff you got to watch out for. Look at that log underneath.
Yeah, this is totally doable.
And it's wide enough.
I'll bet some of those logs are worth some money that are under there, man.
Probably are.
Maybe we could get Ben to bridge jump.
Yeah, into 1.5 feet of water. That sounds really freaking smart.
You first.
Ryan jumps in and just goes and sticks. Doesn't even get his head wet.
Nope.
Well, we're gonna explore that way, I guess, and see. This leads out to the Missouri, and this is one of the tributaries that we want to come up into. Holy crap. There's a big old eagle over there in the field. And some hawks. Is this your first time turning around?
I just didn't want to be a dick and drive into his driveway.
Oh, yeah. So there's cornfields and other types of fields all along the Missouri River bottoms, because that's some of the most fertile ground. When they settled and the farmers grew, they would grow down in the river soil because it was so good. But they said about every 10 years you'd lose everything because it would flood. So we came here to this ramp. This is actually the ramp where Paul shoved Ryan's ski off into the current, and it started floating down the river. And then Merlin went and brought it back for him. But there's the ramp, and the water's down. I don't know, we'll have to get down there to see how many feet, but it's definitely a few feet low, because we couldn't walk along this edge before. But it's amazing how close we were to this, and we just didn't see it.
Well, literally, as I'm looking down, I mean, this is a sheer cliff. From where we were at, there's no way you'd be able to see that.
We're gonna go down there now and see.
So,
okay, this looks more familiar. We're now on the ramp. I remember this. The water was actually up to about here, because I think Lamont sat on that rock, and we were working on some stuff here. Merlin had to flip his ski over to fix it, while Ryan's got shoved out into the current.
thanks, Paul.
The one thing I remember most is once you get this sand wet, it turns
going knee deep.
Turns to quicksand, man.
So let's take a look back here. So this is about the height that we were, and you can see the lip.
Yep, but you can't see the fort up there. You'd really have to look. See, that tree was barely in the water.
Yeah.
Whew.
But had we taken and gone
a few steps
15
up.
feet up. Would have seen it.
Crazy.
But you guys are gonna get to see it later.
Yeah. It's still a pretty river, even though it's muddy. But we had some good times riding this crap.
She did you right. She did me wrong.
That was your wave runner. He's gonna fix that this year. Man, it's pretty. Did you see how cold it was? I guarantee it's cold. Oh yeah, she's cold. Not as cold as last year.
All right, so you guys know we did a new venture, the lawn care. Lucky Penny.
Oh, he's doing good luck into the river.
So I'm hoping for big things this year from our new venture, along with our pest control. Merlin, go get it. Around with it. But most of the stuff we were doing was up against this edge, so
yeah,
you
we can't
couldn't
see it.
up.
But look, the fort's right
as you
there.
walk around the corner, look at this.
I mean, it makes sense because this is where they came from the river to go trade. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And it is literally right on the bluff.
Yeah. So this is, when this floods, I'm sure this is full of water, and that's why they've got it so high. Wow. So there is Fort Osage. That's a very cool structure, actually.
So they rebuilt all of this, but right here, the rock bottom, the very bottom portion of it is actually original. That's how they found it. And so they built everything else based on the drawings that they had from it. But yes, part of that is original.
I love the towers on the end, and then the big fence in between.
Well,
it's kind of hard to see.
Clear down around the corners with that.
Yeah. Man,
we missed out.
This is why.
Slow down and take a breath.
This is why we're gonna do this again, because some of the stuff that we missed is awesome. So here's the thing. We live 20 minutes from this fort.
This is some historic stuff.
And I've never actually been here. But
so
it's pretty cool.
I came during the winter. I don't know, did we shoot a video on that?
No, we didn't.
No.
You didn't.
My bad. But,
well, we were kind of hoping to see it when we went by, but you kind of have to look back behind you.
You look behind you. The bridges, there's a big bridge right there. But
we went under that.
The problem is you have to look back, and then these trees, once they get green, you can't see back into it.
But there's a fort over there.
You have to know what you're looking at. I'm curious to see how old some of these grave cemetery.
We'll have to go check that out. So you did the tour. What's the easy, quick history here?
Well, Native Americans used to live all over right here, and so they would trade all sorts of goods from this fort off the river to all the Native Americans, and they would just come from all over, all their little tribes and stuff. But it was a pretty impressive little fort. They had cannons, everything set up on the river. It's worth checking out, absolutely.
We're heading over here to see the graveyard, see what that's all about.
See if people died to get in there. Dad joke. Can you read a date? 1881. 1881. 1876.
Man, this poor place is run down.
Yeah, this is kind of sad to actually see.
Huh.
You know, that's what I actually did for my Eagle project.
What's that? Died?
No. Cleaned up a cemetery.
Oh, that's cool.
So
a lot of them need it.
that's why when I look at decrepit cemeteries, it makes me kind of sad.
Well, this one you can't see very well, but the river's right there.
It'd be cool to be able to see out over the river when you're dead.
Yeah.
Well, you're dead.
Well, you won't see much of anything, but interesting place. Nice resting place for these folks. So we walked to the edge of the graveyard and found this.
Santa Fe Trail.
Huh. That's cool. Santa Fe Trail marking right here on the banks.
Of the Hanky Panky?
No, of the river.
1822 to 1872. Santa Fe Trail. So we
cool.
saw some headstones that were 1819, 1822.
Yeah, that's a long.
Man.
Wow.
Well, during the war, Civil War, this is one of the areas where some of the regiments stayed. There were 48 members that died. Some of them died in like 1811, 1810, but the majority of them were 1820 during the Civil War. So, anyway.
So they've got, this plaque is dedicated to those 48 soldiers.
So there were 4 that were early on, and I think they must have died of sickness or something here at the fort.
Probably dysentery.
Don't drink the water. But yeah, the majority of them, Rifle Regiment and 6th Infantry. I'm gonna stick my oldest penny down, 1985.
So one of the things that we missed out on was all this cool history and some of the cool sights along the river. And that's what we're gonna try and not miss this time.
Bring a little more of Missouri and history to you guys.
There's a story to all
Plus,
this.
we don't know a lot of it.
Yeah, we don't, and that's sad.
And we live here, we want to know it. I like what Daniel Boone's son, and Daniel Boone said. So here at the fort, they actually talked the tribes into ceding the majority of the Missouri lands to the government. And they say, Clark says, later admitted that they were shamefully inadequate terms. I think it was for some beads and some blankets, actually, from what I read inside.
Well, Missouri River Run 2024.
Again, with caveats.
Yeah, it's going to be different, but it's going to be cool. So we will start our processes and planning. And like I said, we're going to be very open on this one, very transparent. So if there's somebody out there that has a jet ski in their yard and they want to come and join us, we're going to make room for you. But
However,
you have to be responsible for yourself.
we are not fixing skis on the river. We're buying decent skis so we can make the runs and get it through. Not try to be a jerk. We'd love to have you.
Yeah. So if that sounds like something you want to be in on, let us know.
Hey, even some of the people that we sold skis to
Yeah.
might want to come run it with us.
Yeah. That's a start to our summer. We are going to start covering several things that we've got planned or that we're planning. And it's going to be a busy year. But it's going to be fun. So remember to stop and smell the roses and look for the forts that are behind you, because you just might miss them. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Take care.
Well, it's winter, summer, winter, summer, winter here.
Welcome to Missouri.
Oh my gosh,
Have you ever gotten a mustache hair caught in your gums? Gosh, dang it.
But I wanted to get over here and look at the river, but it looks a little bit further. I knew we should have taken my truck. I don't have a train horn on my truck. Anyway, we're gonna see what this river looks like.
Yeah.
It says died.
Glad we know she died.
Well, I'm glad
A lot of them say died.
I'm glad that she died before they buried her. That's just,
Usually it's right up. There's deer down there. See the deer?
Sure enough, yep. The GoPro's not gonna be able to see them, but
I'm always looking for deer. Maybe there's sheds down there. Anyway.
And you guys said Ryan didn't have a heart.